Hello YouTube and YouTube artist. My name is Louis Ning Chong and I am the artist of behind this channel. Today's video, I'm going to show you how to draw a powerful female graffiti character. Step by step. We'll go through all the stages from pencil sketching to coloring with the markers and finally inking with pen and brush. If you enjoyed this kind of content, do me a favor and give me a video. You like this particular video and like a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more art videos just like this one. Stage 1, sketching the figure, gesture and construction. Let's jump into first stage, sketching out the female figure. I always start with a loose gesture drawing using the simple stick figure line to capture the pose. Keep it relaxed, don't overthink it. The goal is to show movement and attitude. From there, I start building up the structure of the body bit by lightly restating the lines. Think of it as a sculpting with your pencil, refining it each time. For the head, I draw a overall shape and divide it down the center with vertical lines. Then I add three-dimensional lines across it to help place the eyes, nose, and mouth. Understanding human proportion is key. I always recommend learning from life if you can. For example, the torso is usually about 3 heads tall and around 2 heads wide. The arms stretch about the same. Length as the torso and the base and the legs are usually four heads high. Once you've got the basic proportions, drawing from life over or imagination becomes a lot easier. There are plenty of great tutorials on the figure drawing. Feel free to check out some other videos if you want to dive deeper than that. For this piece, I'm using a stylized approach to the figure. I press down a bit more with the pencil how to start forming a cleaner line drawing. She got the bold posture, exposure hands, and got exaggerated hair. I also add chunky chain around her neck, and that clean the chunky around her neck, and that chain is sign that reads "I love graffiti" once the drawing is complete. I erase the sketch lines slightly, prepare for the color. Stage 2, coloring with markers and the story behind the art. Now there we're moving to the second stage, coloring the artwork with markers. I'm using the different values of peach for the skin, starting light and layering darker tones for the shadow. For her outfit, I go bold with pinks, while the background blends with yellow and green with the light purple to create that graffiti style contrast. You notice that lighting comes from the right side, and which means placing the shadows on the left. This helps give the figure a three-dimensional feel, even a flat illustration style. Okay, so as you see over here, I decide to add a peach, white light peach, and then I guess it's a darker version of the peach. And if you notice that I'm using these brush markers with the brush tip, and this particular marker has like the brush tip and also board. So I think sometimes my opinion about that is it's good. I think the brush tip is also good for like blending. So I decide sometimes that if I feel comfortable, I start using the brush pen, and the board pens are usually like maybe less cover more space and stuff. And I'm actually the pink. I added the pink, and you notice I added the pink to the eyes and lips. And my style usually like a color, whatever eyes color I put into the art, it's gonna match with the clothes. So you know what I'm saying? That's basically my style when it comes to coloring the human figure. Right. So there are many kinds of different kind of markers, alcohol based and water based marker. Alright, so I'm just letting you know what that. There's also a darker version of the pink. So why you see me coloring, I'm gonna tell you a little story behind the art. So we're gonna start right now. Now, while I finish the coloring, I want to tell you a little story behind the artwork. This character represents strength, style, and street energy. I imagine she's the heart of her graffiti crew and hold confident and fearless. She is holding up the change sign. I love graffiti because it's not just a tagging walls, it's about making your voice heard. She's proud and unapologetic herself. That's the energy I wanted to capture here. So I'm gonna put some music on and I'm gonna explain a little bit about the inking stage. The drawing. Now it's time to ink the drawing. I start with a fine tip pen to outline all the small details like her face, fingers, and accessories. Then I switch to the airbrush pen and to add dynamic lines going from thin to thick. This contrast helps the figure really stand out from the background. I also, this stage, I clean up any shapes, define edges, and add boldness to the design. The line weight gives the character power. It's one of my favorite parts of the process. Enjoying the final inking with some music. Watch right now with the piece comes together with the final touches. Don't go away, I have some more to say. And there you have it, a powerful female graffiti character brought to life step by step. If you enjoyed this drawing and want to see more, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, and share it with your fellow artists. If you want me to draw your name in graffiti style, check out the links in the description below. My name is Louis Sling Chong. Thank you for watching.